West Bengal election results are out. But on this occasion, let me take you back to the last assembly elections in West Bengal. When they were announced, it was not just about who won and who lost. It was about violence, it was about displacement, and it was also about multiple deaths. But this time, thankfully, this is not the scenario. And Election Commission of India needs to be credited for that. Election Commission of India, the constitutional backbone of India's democracy, has taken up charge. They had anticipated that, and that is why we can see as of now, thankfully, no reportings of such huge displacement and violence, and most importantly, the important lives of the citizens, of the voters of this country have gone away. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh, and today we are going to discuss in detail that what is the role of Election Commission of India, not just to conduct free and fair elections, but most importantly, post-poll duties which are to be performed. So when we are talking about Election Commission of India, we have to understand here that they have a proper constitutional mandate with them based on coming from Article 324, which helps them to conduct elections of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, state legislature, and also for president and vice president. Election Commission of India needs to be seen as an independent and autonomous body based on the powers provided to it. And when we talk about its role in terms of conducting free and fair election, it is not just about the election itself. It comes with a lot of pre-election functions where ECI is responsible for electoral roll management. I hope you're not forgetting that how SIR, Special Intensive Revision, brought a lot of highlight to ECI. Voter list is prepared by them, inclusion, revision, deduplication is ensured, and the important focus when you look at West Bengal elections, the important focus was about turnout, but also so much more about that how the power, the voting power is moving towards the youth. That needs to be ensured, and that can be ensured through voting list itself. Furthermore, when we are talking about the SIR issue, if you look at the result out of 20 constituencies which saw maximum deletions, 12 have been won by TMC. So in this context, that allegation also sees a dial down with the results which have come out. Apart from that, ECI is also responsible for model code of conduct, is not just its establishment but how it will be exercised. No misuse of government machinery, no bribery, hate speech, and if there are violations, then what is to be done is also looked into by ECI. ECI is responsible for the monitoring of the candidates, how the nominations are to be done, scrutinizing the nominations, expenditures tracking, and most importantly looking into the spending limit. And then comes the technological part of the operations where we are talking about EVMs, electronic voting machines, VVPAT, how that will work, and C-Vigil app. Also other apps, other mechanisms where we see the digital infrastructure coming out. If you remember, yesterday we were looking at the results live on the ECI app where the results were announced. So all this needs to be done pre-mandated. But when we are talking about during the elections, ECI takes up a huge chunk of work such as conduction of polls, be it booth setup, be it polling staff deployment, and making sure that the booth setup is accessible with person with disabilities and everybody. Apart from that, they are also responsible for security management. This is where you can connect the dots for the limited displacement, limited violence, and thankfully no deaths as of now being seen in West Bengal because central force deployment was made as such. Identifying which booths are sensitive, where such things can occur, and ensuring safety there, and then also looking into preventing malpractices so that there are no incidences of booth capturing, there is no intimidation, vote buying, and there is no fake voting as well. But this does not end here. Apart from this, the election also includes the counting part. That is where ECI has to ensure that the strong room security of EVMs is strengthened, this counting is transparent. If there are certain issues, the recount can take place, observers are present, party agents are present, and then also ensure that there is no thing going wrong or otherwise in the counting. But when we look at this, we usually assume that is all. But a crucial phase is also what Election Commission of India does after the election, because this is the place where there are higher democracy risks are present after voting. This is where political tension heightens, there are clashes, there is revenge politics, and local violence is a result if the state capacity is limited. And this is exactly what was seen in West Bengal 2021 election, and violence which occurs after results needs to be understood first and tackled accordingly. Because when we are talking about elections being the fundamental of India's democracy, electoral integrity is not about clean outcomes. It is also about accepting that outcome and ensuring that the transition is not chaotic, it is not dramatic, and it is absolutely peaceful. So, what we need to see ECI as of now, that it is not just an event management, it is not just looking into event based governance that okay, election is done, we are out of the picture. Rather, we have to understand the whole cycle is being managed by ECI, and that kind of governance is being looked into it. And that is why when we look at it, the post poll duties become more important here for us to understand, because this is where law and order coordination comes into the picture. They have to coordinate with the state machinery. If that is weakened, continued deployment of central forces is required. Making sure the sensitive and the violence prone areas are looked after, and preventing post-elective violence and ensuring a peaceful environment after result. This comes with securing EVMs, be it the sealing process, CCTV surveillance, security presence, allowing the representatives to monitor that how EVM storage is happening. And if at all there is some dissatisfaction here, there is a proper process for the recount demands, for the allegation of irregularities, and ensuring smooth and conflict-free result acceptance. So as a result, the integrity is maintained, the accountability is maintained of the results. A very good case study is not just West Bengal elections 2021, but what we see in present. Because Election Commission of India enhanced the post-poll vigilance, central forces were retained after the election as well, continuous monitoring was ensured because of the previous experience that was present. And if a post-poll vigilance is strengthened, then the transition is peaceful, even though that peace is enforced, and gradually probably that transition sustains. But all that we see on paper is not that easy, because there are challenges in front of us, such as the fact that law and order is a state subject. There is limited viability of central forces and also ECI working on this. If the state management governance is limited, then this enforcement also will remain limited. The probability of violence in recent times is higher because the political polarization is immense, intense, and also increasing. And apart from that, social media, where it should be an engine of awareness, unfortunately it has become an engine of misinformation, rumors, which triggers violence quite often. And in our country, there are multiple case studies, multiple examples where we have seen social media as the origin point of violence. So this needs to be dealt with a very strong hand, and ensuring that in coming times our institutions are strengthened, the model code of conduct gets a legal backing, there is a proper establishment of post-poll protocol, not just from ECI, but from the central government, but from the state government, and ensuring that technology is brought in to bring in more accountability. The infrastructure, the institutions are brought in to bring more accountability. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section, because these results mark a huge transition across not just one state but multiple ones. So let me know if you think that ECI has done the right job, and if not, what are the things that need to be focused upon. That was all. Thank you so much.